Welcome to Psychology at USQ. My name's Gavin Beccaria and I teach both in the third year program and in the postgraduate clinical psychology program. Today I'm going to talk about courses across all three of our campuses, but mainly focus on the program in the Toowoomba campus. We offer the Bachelor of Psychology at Springfield, which is a 4-year program, and we also offer a Bachelor of Science in Psychology on campus in Toowoomba and in external modes. For those people who have already completed a degree and have completed prerequisites, they can also complete the Graduate Diploma of Psychological Studies, which gives equivalence to the 3-year psychology program. Depending on what your needs are and what your learning needs are, will determine where is the best place to study. Our Springfield program is a 4-year program, and the advantages of it include nearly 100% psychological content. There's also some practical component. It also, at the end of the 4 years, allows students to be probationary registered as a psychologist in the state of Queensland. And providing that marks are satisfactory, there is a guaranteed fourth year place. In terms of the advantages in the Toowoomba programs, they allow maximum flexibility. What this means is that study can be both on campus and off campus, and these can be mixed. Also, exemptions can be made for recognition of prior learning, and allows the ability to take on studies in other areas, and this maximises employment opportunities for students. On completion of the 3-year degree, students can then apply for honours, and completion of honours will also allow for full registration probationary in the state of Queensland. In recent years, studying at Fraser Coast has become increasingly popular, and we have a number of students enrolled in some of our on-campus courses at Fraser Coast. So, by studying psychology, what can you do? On our departmental web, there's a lot of information about where some of our graduates actually go. We need to remember that in terms of jobs, sometimes thinking beyond the word psychologist is really important. And there are many jobs that demand our graduates that have skills that don't necessarily hold the title of psychologist. So therefore, think broadly in your studies. If you complete the 3-year program at either externally at Toowoomba or on campus at Toowoomba, it can qualify you for a whole range of jobs, including jobs as counsellor, youth worker, personnel officer, a research officer, child safety officer, community corrections officer, research officer, health promotion, and a training officer. Many of them are in non-government and government organisations. On completion of the 3-year degree, some of our students go on to do further study or training to become jobs such as a teacher, a police officer, a human resource manager, or a sales and marketing consultant. For those who study all 4 years of a psychology degree, psychologists can work in a whole range of areas, including private practice, corporations such as consulting in firms and market research companies, educational institutions such as schools and universities and career services, government departments, health and welfare services, community agencies, prisons and in the law area or law courts, counselling services, defence force, non-profit organisations, research institutions, and training and development services. So, What do we need to do to become a psychologist? Well, to become a psychologist in Queensland requires the completion of a 4-year sequence of studies. So that is the 3-year degree plus honours or the 4-year program at Springfield. And that will allow people to become probationary registered as a psychologist. To become fully registered, that requires a further 2 years of training, which could be either through an apprenticeship model out in the field or through our master's or doctoral programs. Even our PhD program with some other training can allow full registration as a psychologist. So you can see the diagram that is also available on our website of how to become a psychologist. And there are a lot of different ways. So it's really important when you come and see us, talk to us and ask, or go to the career service and talk about how you want to get to where you want to be. In our teaching model, we teach under the philosophy of a scientist practitioner model. And we do this because psychology requires science where we study human behaviour and we learn ways to best understand it. And then later in our training, we start to develop some of our practical skills and we use our scientific model to develop some of our practical skills. So you can see that we have a lot of knowledge base and scientific skills that start right in the first year program. And as we progress along our studies, we actually develop more and more practice skills. So, in the Bachelor of Science program in Psychology here in Toowoomba, what does that entail? Well, there's 4 compulsory core courses that students can do, including Foundation Computing, which are skills required in everyday life, Communication and Scholarship, Data Analysis, where you learn the principles of hypothesis testing, and Cross-Cultural and Indigenous Psychology. Then we also have the Major of Psychology and 16 compulsory courses, which includes Foundation Psychology A and B, Social Processes of Behaviour, Motivation and Emotion, Developmental Psychology, Human Information Processing, Research Methods in Psychology A and B, Assessment of Behaviour, Abnormal Psychology and Counselling Psychology, and for those 2 courses you get me, and Clinical Health Psychology. And then there is a whole range of electives that students can take, including Individual Differences, Human Factors, Physiological Psychology, Advanced Research Methods, Sports Psychology, Industrial and Organisational Psychology, and Career Assessment and Development. As I previously mentioned, one of the advantages of the program here in Toowoomba is it allows you to take on other areas of study. And there's other courses or electives that students can take. These could be in areas such as biology, human resource management, marketing, perhaps studying a different language, education, sociology, computing, marketing, studying visual arts or anthropology, nursing, statistics, early childhood, and law. And by studying other areas, you can get other skills that can make you more employable at the end of your degree. Good luck in your further studies. Make sure that you do ask plenty of questions. Our staff are always very helpful and very happy to help out if you have any questions, and enjoy the rest of your day.